Hello, I'm Anne Marie and I'm currently a senior in high school and I'm doing a project based on teen depression.
And I'm Evelyn, and I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I've been practicing in the mental health field for over 20 years. And I've teamed up with Anne Marie to help her come up with this video so that we can inform the public about teen depression. Anne Marie, what originally got you interested in teenage or adolescent depression?
I chose major depressive disorder in teenagers as my topic
Mm-hmm.
because it can be connected to many other social issues such as suicide, insecurity, and bullying. But most importantly, I chose it because it was interesting to me. I want to know more about depression and how teenagers handle it.
Okay. And as you were studying and researching it, did you come up with any statistics?
Yes.
Okay.
So, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, about 11% of teenagers suffer from a major depressive disorder by the age of 18, and only 21 to 34% of teenagers actually receive treatment and or are acknowledged for their depression.
Wow. That tells me that 70 to 80% of teenagers who are suffering from a very serious disease are not getting treatment. And when I kind of listen to these statistics, it makes me really want to reach out and help people understand what the disorder of major depressive disorder is, and so that people can get help. Bottom line, everybody wants to be happy and should be happy, and that's why we're putting this video together. I'm going to talk about the body symptoms, or what's called vegetative symptoms in the clinical literature, that make up major depressive disorder.
For example, a change of eating habits such as eating too little or too much,
Or a change in sleeping habits, like sleeping too much or sleeping too little, or not being able to fall asleep or waking up in the middle of your sleep.
having an unexpected weight gain or weight loss,
Feeling no energy or sluggish or just not like yourself.
feeling empty inside,
Having unexplained body aches. These are all some of the symptoms that happen in your body when you suffer from major depressive disorder. The second subset of symptoms experienced for major depressive disorder are in the mood category.
such as being more irritable and having a lot of angry outbursts,
Feeling sad all the time, overwhelmed, or discouraged.
lacking motivation, and loss of interest in things that were once fun.
These are the symptoms that you'll be affected in the mood for major depressive disorder. In particular, for teenagers, we want to watch for the irritability and more angry outbursts. The next category for major depressive disorder symptoms falls in the behavioral headline.
There aren't many because most people try to hide their depression.
However, there are some.
For example, isolating oneself from family and friends,
Not doing the same things you used to do that were found pleasurable.
psychomotor retardation or agitation,
People will see you as more slowed down or sluggish, or they may see you as more agitated. They'll notice a difference. These are some of the behavioral symptoms of major depressive disorder. This is the last category we're going to discuss of symptoms that you'll experience if you have major depressive disorder. And these symptoms fall into the category of thoughts or things that go on in your mind.
thoughts of hopelessness,
Thoughts of being worthless or not good enough.
thinking you're guilty, sometimes for no reason,
Thoughts of suicide ideation, or thoughts about hurting yourself, or thoughts about just not wanting to be around.
thinking you're a failure,
Thinking you're a big disappointment, not only to yourself, but to friends and family. These are the final symptoms of major depressive disorder. If you experience any of these or any of the above symptoms, you may need to get help, and that's what we're going to talk about next.
If you, a family member, or a friend are currently experiencing several of the symptoms we listed in the video for longer than 2 weeks, it's best you seek some professional help. Talk to someone. There's no shame in it. Try to break the isolation.
Professionals you talk to would be either medical or counseling professionals. And treatment for major depressive disorder is either counseling with or without medication management. The professionals that you'd see are
A doctor.
Or a psychiatrist. The doctor you would initially make contact with, perhaps, is the primary care physician, and for teens, it would be your pediatrician. People often don't think about contacting your pediatrician, but he or she can rule out any physical conditions that may be mimicking depression, which sometimes that happens, or they can refer you to other professionals who can help. As well, a psychiatrist would be a person who is specially trained in medicine, in mental disorders and mood disorders, and they manage and evaluate whether or not you have the disorder and whether or not medication will help you. There are also other professionals that you can reach out to. And what would those people be?
A marriage and family therapist, a licensed clinical social worker, a psychologist, and a licensed professional counselor.
All of these professionals are specially trained not only to diagnose and treat and refer appropriately to medication management if needed. They help you understand your moods. They help you pinpoint if they're coming from relationship disabilities or difficulties, or if they're coming from the way you think about life, or if they're coming from other sources. And they help you look at those and analyze them and come to a place where you can really combat that and have a new way of thinking about your life and get out of the depression. As well, there are other resources. One is this book called Feeling Good, and it is by David Burns. And this book helps you understand major depressive disorder. It helps you understand how your thoughts affect your moods, and it helps you develop strategies to change your thinking, which will change your mood. Another good resource if you're in crisis would be calling a hotline. And what hotline do you know about, Anne Marie?
The Crisis Depression Hotline. The number is 1-800-273-8255, and they're open 7 days a week, 24 hours.
So if you need help, get it. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope it's been helpful and wish you the best. And I wanted to end with this poem that I have on my website. Not really a poem, it's a quote. See if I can find it right here. I'm going to read it. Because when I talk to teens and other people who are suffering from depression, I think what the message I get is that you never know what's going on with somebody. So don't judge yourself or judge anybody else. And this is the quote from Martin Ashton, and this is what it says. If we could look into each other's hearts and understand the unique challenges each of us faces, I think we would treat each other more gently, with more love, more patience, and tolerance and care. So we'd like to leave you with that thought. Thank you and have a great day.